This is Richard Schneider with Antennas Direct, and we're here in Topeka, Kansas, the capital of the state of Kansas, and also the 141st largest television market in the United States. And right now we're in the basement of the Capitol building, the state capitol of Kansas. So we're going to go across the street and put up our mast, and we're going to test 3 antennas, and we're going to see how many channels we can get in Topeka. Now, according to Antenna Point, the transmitters are between 2 miles and 55 miles from the state capitol building. Hey, Richard Schneider here with Antennas Direct on a blustery spring day here in Topeka, Kansas, and we're going to do a channel scan. So the stations are behind me, between 4 miles and 50 miles up through Kansas for the Topeka market. And a lot of people tell me that I can't get television where I live. Part of the country is to prove no matter where you live, you can get digital television in your city. So you can get anywhere from 20 to 150 channels depending on your market. And if I can get channels in the 141st largest market, which is Topeka, 141st out of 210 markets, we're going to see how many channels we can get and prove you can get digital TV where you live. So I'm about to do a channel scan on this Goliath as it's jumping around here on the family truckster here. So wish me luck. All right, auto program. Christ. Hey, we just got back from Topeka, and man, we had some really weird results in Topeka. First, we set up in a parking garage, and then the parking lot attendant was not really excited, wasn't sure what to make of our array, didn't know if we were Chinese spies or something communicating with balloons. But they left us alone long enough for us to do a channel scan, and we got some really unusual results there. So we brought the Goliath, the big Yagi. We brought the ClearStream 4, and we brought the Eclipse Duo, which is the indoor antenna. So the results we have in Topeka was 81 channels with the Goliath, 55 channels with the ClearStream 4, and 95 channels with the Eclipse indoor antenna. And so I'm going to tell you there are not 95 channels in Topeka. That's obvious. There's probably at the most it's the 141st largest television market. I'm going to say there's less than 50 channels within that market, within that DMA. But within plausible range of Topeka is Kansas City. And so, especially in the case of the Eclipse, which has no reflector on it at all, can get signals from both front and back. There's no doubt in my mind we were picking up Kansas City stations with the Eclipse too. And again, a very directional antenna like the Goliath, we were probably picking up stations out of Manhattan, Junction City, Wichita, all kinds of other television markets. So, and it was also a very windy day, trying to keep the antennas from flopping around. So we got all kinds of crazy results in Topeka. But the good news is, no matter what you do, you're guaranteed probably to get at least 50 or 60 channels in Topeka. And honestly, if you got 2 antennas and a combiner, you could easily get Kansas City and the Topeka channels reliably and consistently, and people do that all the time. They get multiple markets. Obviously, there's going to be some duplication in the channels, but the way these antennas are engineered, they really are able to you can really combine multiple antennas really without phase cancellation or without interference. The antennas that we've built within the last 2 or 3 years
are much more resistant to interference, and they're much more efficient. So actually, Topeka is a good example of a market where you can get out-of-market stations relatively easily. So that was our experience there. It was probably the windiest of any any market we've been to. So yeah, and it's also almost the highest amount of channels that we've gotten. So anyways, 95 off an indoor antenna, which was honestly scatter from another market. So after Topeka, we're heading over to Kansas City, which is going to be about an hour and a half due east. So we're going to go to Country Club Plaza and do a channel scan in Kansas City. So wish us luck.